What up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the Jimmy Dukes Gaming Podcast. And I am excited to have a re-guest from last October. We met Miss SpankQueen. We're out here in ATL for the ATL meetup, and I hit her up ahead of time, and I just wanted to sneak her over to have a conversation and catch up since last time. How you been?
Oh, man, dude, I've been great. I've been pretty good. You know, life is life, and all you gotta do is just keep on swimming.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome. I wanted to say just some little small kudos. I've had a lot of people hit me up on the side when we did our podcast because you were talking about a lot of things that we normally don't hear about as far as being a female content creator and stuff like that. So I wanted to let you know that podcast was one of the highest views for as far as numbers because of the topics we were talking about. So awesome.
That's pretty dope, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's good to hear that.
It's cool because obviously, you know, we talked about it last time, you know, you're in a male dominant space, but the way you were going about content creating and not selling out was cool of you talking about it, because I went back and listened to it the other day and I was like, oh yeah, she was saying, you know, you do you. Like some people were, you know, kind of selling themselves out in different platforms and stuff, and you're like, hey, you know, that's not something I want to do, but if you also want to do, and go for it.
Right, exactly. Respectfully, I respect the grind. I respect everybody's grind. Everybody's got bills to pay for. Everyone's got some sort of a goal they have in mind, and however they reach that goal is, you know, it's not our business.
Yeah, well said. So since we last caught up, how's the content been? I see you doing really well on TikTok.
Oh yeah,
I just saw you just after that conversation. You were talking about doing different things and doing the cooking, and you started doing well on TikTok. I was keeping up with you. Yeah,
I think I started using TikTok more so for editing. This was when Facebook Reels just came out, and I don't know what happened, but TikTok it instantly blew up. I had over 10,000 followers within those 2 months, literally after our podcast.
That's crazy.
I don't know what it is. TikTok is a really, really good base platform to get yourself out there. Just from the use of hashtags. Right.
I like how you said that, because a lot of people don't realize the power of having even just a Twitter or a TikTok. I was always against having a TikTok because my wife would be on it. She watches cooking stuff and, like, you know, little hacks, life hacks.
Yeah.
And I would catch myself watching shit, but I'd never really posted any of my stuff. But last year was kind of like an awakening with everybody just getting out of their comfort zone, playing more than games, doing more things. And I jumped on TikTok, and I enjoy putting that out there because it's just a whole different audience that you can reach, right?
Yes, exactly. TikTok is definitely a different kind of audience. I also think that the algorithm is definitely different over there. Lots and lots of new people. The discoverability on TikTok is just, I don't know. It's very fascinating. Because, you know, like if you're streaming on Facebook Gaming, you meet mostly gamers. But on TikTok, it's everyone. It could be your grandma, you know, like that has no interest in whatever you're posting whatsoever. Everyone can discover your content.
I like that. I like how you said that. Like even your grandma, because you're right. Because some people will scroll, and depending on what they watch, it kind of starts putting things in your feed that you're kind of looking at. So I always mess with my friends. I'm like, let me see your feed. It's a bunch of they're looking at girls, or some of them are just cars. But it works.
Yes.
Like a lot of the stuff that I look for, and then like sometimes it'll throw something randomly and you're like, oh shit, let me look at that.
Yeah. Like, you know, you can come across like a cat meme or something.
Yeah.
You like that one cat meme, you instantly have access to 200 more cat meme videos in your disposal.
Right. Right. Just like that. And so not only do you create content on TikTok, you also stream on there, right?
Yeah, so I actually had the opportunity a few months ago to be a part of the TikTok gaming agency called Carter Plus.
Okay.
And, you know, they were actually scouting that day, came across my live stream, sent me a message over Twitter, I believe, this is why it's so important to have all kinds of platforms as far as availability goes on how to contact. Because if you only have an email or a Discord, it's really hard to kind of reach you that way. And you know how Facebook is too. It's really hard to reach people nowadays on there. So I got contacted on Twitter, and I mean, I got like 100 followers on there. But the agency looked and said, we like your vibes, we like your energy, you're a natural, we want you on our agency. And when I looked, they're actually huge. They have people from NRG and Cloud9 and you know, all kinds of like esports teams on their agency as well, on their roster. And I don't know, I just couldn't believe it. And it was all because of TikTok and cooking, and it was weird. And I don't know, I guess it was just kind of like a blessing in disguise, because like I said, I originally used TikTok just to edit my videos and to pass time. You can easily pass 4 hours
yeah, for
on
sure.
it. and you think you just blink.
Yeah.
Time just goes.
You're like, fuck, man, I've been scrolling for an hour already.
Yeah, but they gave me the opportunity to be able to go live, and it's been awesome.
That's cool, because I know that, I'm glad you brought that up, because I remember you had posted something about that. And so you're still with them right now currently, and that's working out for you. That's awesome.
Yep.
And that's crazy. And you're like, I didn't really pay attention to TikTok, and now just because of that. And I tell people all the time, like, don't sleep on other platforms. It doesn't hurt to just to have the name. Like, I don't use Twitter like big, but I have a Twitter.
Yeah.
That's how you were saying, like, oh, you only have 100 people. I have like less than 100 or whatever. But every once in a while, I just throw my podcast stuff up there, and you know, people randomly will come across my profile, and then it'll just, they see everywhere else you're at.
Exactly. And I remember when you were, you know, first starting and posting these podcasts and stuff, and I saw you on Spotify, and that's probably something I would have never thought about, to post your podcast interviews on Spotify. That was pretty neat, seeing that.
When I met some people from where I'm from in El Paso, and they had a local podcast, and they spit me on that game. Like, they just said, hey, have you ever thought of putting it on iTunes or Spotify? I'm like, I mean, I have it on YouTube. He's like, bro, you just get your audio and even the video, and he set me up. You know how we were just before we were recording right now.
Right.
You're like, hey, you mentioned the mic thing. And that's exactly how it was. He just brought it up and say, hey, have you looked into the shout out to Pub Crew from El Paso and shit. But yeah, they put me on Spotify, and then when you make the account, it puts it on Spotify, iTunes, iHeart automatically, on Amazon, everything.
That's
so I was
sick.
like, I had no idea until they just spit that game for me. I thought it was cool.
Oh man, that is so cool. And you know, it's important to have connections. It really is. I mean, it's not really sad to say. It's, you know, it's about who you know and whatnot.
Sometimes, for sure, I agree.
But it is, you know, connections on all these platforms are very important.
Yeah. And
that's why, you know, I believe that, you know, I try not to have beef with anybody.
Yeah,
you know
no,
like,
yeah.
It's like I see some folks that really use that to gain their audience, and I'd rather not have a whole mob on my side to fight other people.
Yeah.
I'd rather have people like, hey, if you like my content, go follow my friend Jimmy Dukes.
Yeah.
Or, you know, he plays the same games as I do. You guys like variety? You know, Little Chaos or Christy.
You shout out the people that you kind of mess with anyways, right? So yeah, like you kind of let people know, hey, I might not be your cup of tea, or you might also like this too. Yeah. And it's cool that you say it, because a lot of people are afraid to lose people or whatever, because I've had people say, hey, I came across you because of so-and-so, and then jokingly the other person's like, hey man, that fucker never shows up to my stream, but I hear it all the time. But just jokingly, right? But yeah, that's just how it is. Like I'm sure there's people that's found me and then found other people. Exactly. And it's all good, you know what I mean? I think keeping that neutral with a lot of people with the relationships. I've always been told, oh, you're passive, you're chill. I was like, I just try to do that with everything. So it's easier to deal with people. If I ever do anything else or whatever, it's good to say, hey, Spank, I heard you were talking to the agency. How does this work? And you can just, you know, just say this or that or whatever, just to speak some game. You know what I mean?
As soon as I got into the agency, I recommended Mr. Carter Pulse with a bunch of people. I said, hey, there's a lot of really good folks out there on Facebook Gaming that probably have over 1,000 followers on TikTok that would be able to, you know, like benefit from your agency. And I would like to give a good word out for them if possible. You know, and I gave him a list of names. Hopefully he's contacted somebody, but I'm just all about, like, you know, help me help you. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, not in the sense of owing, but it's just, I feel blessed to have a community like mine, and I want everybody else to kind of feel the same way.
Yeah. That's
and
cool
build.
that you're so like that too, because not a lot of people will be so open and wanna, give other people shout outs when you're in your bag kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
You could easily say, hey, I'm on this agency. Hey, peace out, y'all. I'm doing my thing.
Yeah.
Which is cool too. You're in your own lane. But within the first week, I'm sure you said, hey, by the way, and you gave people if you guys are looking for people, I'd recommend these people to check them out. And you didn't have to do that. And I'm sure you didn't tell all those people, but you did it because you wanted to do it.
Exactly. I'm just all about everybody getting their bag at this point. You know,
that's cool.
It's been a struggle here on Facebook Gaming.
Yeah. Since we last talked, obviously, a lot of people, have left the platform or jumped around. And, how do you feel about everything that's been going on as far as like some people staying, not jumping around, or just being more open with their content? What do you think about all that, the landscape that's changed since last year?
I would tell you this. I don't know if it's me or if it's just, everyone else's own volition. I've been noticing that a lot of people who just stuck to their guns with one game, like Apex or something. I've seen so many people choose variety over it. Everyone's starting to experience that burnout. You can only play one game for so long and so much. And yeah, even if your community doesn't agree, I would hope that maybe at least more than 50% of your community agrees on, taking care of your mental. And I see people a little bit happier, playing different things and trying new things.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I know that Thrive's been doing reactions to weird food stuff, and I know Trav, Black Line Gamers, he's already been a variety streamer, but I always see everybody just, playing new games and stuff. And I remember thinking I was afraid of treading on new waters. But nowadays it's whoa, what are you playing, Spank? What is this? See, you're playing the most random stuff lately.
I like that too.
Yeah.
Because I said it before with other people, people get so caught up in being you're tied to that game, which is fine. But having that opportunity to go away from games, and I've been doing that for about a year and a half now. I said, fuck it, I'm gonna just play what I want to play, and it's gotten to the point to where, all right, what is Jimmy playing?
Right.
Because I would come in your streams late or whatever, and you'd be playing. I remember you were stuck on this one game. Was it the Yakuza one?
Oh, yeah.
You played all of them. And then there was one time you were sitting there just playing a mini game within the game. And you're like, this is so addicting. But everybody was having fun. And that was cool because you got away from your normal games and you started playing Apex. And I've seen you play Warzone here and there. And so it's cool that you're it shows that you can be a variety streamer and still be successful. Exactly.
I mean, remember, everything else can change but the streamer, you know what I'm saying? At least for the good. I try to keep the vibes just about the same, chill, positive. And, I'm more happy than I would say, being able to play whatever I want.
Mm-hmm.
Just as long as, just as long as the community sticks around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not really afraid of losing.
Yeah.
I know that a lot of people are, exiting stage left because of some
certain
issues
things,
with their contracts and stuff. But I have different goals now.
Yeah.
So I remember originally I was like, you know what? I'll try to get back on Facebook Partner and see what happens, on that same track. And things are starting to look up.
Yeah.
So
I know you've been I've seen your numbers up and down. I see you.
Yeah.
I tell people all the time, I might not be in their streams, but I see I'm a really observant person. So I'm always kind of keeping track of how people are doing.
Yeah.
Especially the people that I've talked to, because I genuinely people that I ask to be on here or I talk to, I genuinely are pulling for them and I could see them doing their thing. And I don't ever have to feel like you have to notice me or contact me or react to things. But it's cool that, people see each other from afar and they're like, hey, I see you. Keep doing your thing.
Trust me. I see you all the time.
Right? So it's cool. So it's cool. I like seeing that because I was doing the TikTok thing and seeing you do that. And you did the agency. So I was like, man, she's doing well. And one thing I do like about you as well as a creator, you're really transparent with your community as far as letting people know what's going on with games and times and things like that. So you have stayed true since we've last talked and you have adapted. and you're being successful in it, and it shows.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I swore, with my community that I would be 100%, I'm like transparent, truthful, honest. I feel like there's just no way around not being honest with your community when it comes down to things. Since we've had our podcast, there's a lot that went on, well, whether it was my dog, I'm building a house now.
Yeah, I saw it. Hey, congratulations, y'all.
Thank you. And I've always been transparent where donations go. Even if they were direct donos or not.
Yeah.
Just, always letting my community know that I'm not, using their donations for ill will things.
Yeah.
And not scamming people.
Yeah.
That's
you don't
important.
you don't have to tell them what you're doing with it, but you being transparent is why people like you and gravitate toward your honesty and your personality and your content. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, whatever they donate and whatever you use, you don't have to tell people. But I've noticed that people that are a little bit more open as far as what's going on in their lives and everything, you don't have to tell them everything personally. But
yeah,
you know what I mean? A lot of people, like I always say, hey, I have my kids, I'm married, I have a full-time job. I might not be streaming as much, but I got this, I got that. And with my community, it's cool because I might not stream as much, but when people come by, I appreciate it. But I've just been doing more reels, more YouTube stuff, more podcast stuff. And I'm starting to get people to cross platforms and kind of follow me. Cause I say, whatever platform you want to follow me on or watch me on, I appreciate it.
Exactly.
It doesn't have to be all of them. It's just one. I'll take it.
Right. And I'm still working on that myself, though. Like, I am still stuck between like Facebook gaming and TikTok because, I'm more known to be streaming for like 8 hours at a time. It's hard to kind of split that between Twitch, Kick.
Yeah, that
TikTok.
that doesn't make sense. Yeah.
So I'm also trying to do the same. Like I just made my Kick account not too long ago, but I only streamed maybe like twice on Kick so far. I'm hoping
But you're aware.
I'm aware.
Yeah.
That's just that's the adaptation that I'm taking. You know what I mean? And I think like it is very important to spread your wings somewhere. Just in case shit goes down. Basically.
Yeah, I like how you said that because a lot of people might not realize that you don't have to be everywhere. You know what I mean? That's one thing that I personally say. But for me and the way I'm doing my stuff, I'm going everywhere. And one thing I've always said, and I tell full-time streamers all the time, I respect that because that's your job.
Yeah.
For me, it's easy to say, well, I'm not streaming or I can do this, I can do that. But the consistency on your platform and your community is what you're doing it for. Exactly. You could easily jump around and doing Twitch like that. But are you really, hey guys, I'm over here. Okay, I'm going to be over here. Your community is like, all right, they're already supporting you. But if you're jumping around like that all the time, it's kind of hard to have that consistency and that the community always look forward to your streams if you're always jumping around.
Exactly. It's I would say, it's easy to create an account, but it's really hard to maintain the consistency. I mean, I see like bigger streamers, I say, stream for a maximum of 4 hours and then they're done for like the rest of the day. And knowing how I came up, I cater mostly to people on their night shifts. So people on their night shifts are on for 10 hours or on for 8, on those opposite schedules. And I always believe that if I were to switch platforms, I don't know how many people I would lose. Yeah. Right. I always account for, I actually only account for everybody else's schedules. Yeah. Being a full-time creator, you have to know your community schedules as well. So for things like community games and stuff. So that way they're not really missing out on, their benefits if they subscribe or not.
Exactly.
Which is why you only see me on after 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
If you see me on at 6, that means I'm probably sick, but I'm still streaming.
Yeah.
Other than that, like I remember thinking if I first started full time, I was going to think of just my time. Yeah. Right.
But I'm going to make everybody watch me when I go on.
Exactly. And I guess I just really didn't feel good about that because it's like, I want to cater to those who even just, slip by and donate, you know what I'm saying? And, the people that say things like, I know, shout outs to Cesar, right? He said I saved his life. And that's what I live for. I live for everybody's mental health. And, I'm always spreading the awareness. Those messages are what keeps me on, Facebook gaming at the times that I am. Yeah. a lot of people get down in their feelings and stuff like that, you know, around those times, around like 2 o'clock, you know, sad boy hours, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. It's true though, right? You just, somebody just to tell me that if I'm watching somebody, I think I've done that a couple times on a late stream. Just came across your stream. I'm drunk as fuck. They're just saying what's up. And I'm like, hey, what's up? What do you play? And like just a random person like just giving me a hard time. And then I just start talking to them. Thanks, man. I needed that. I have nobody to talk to, and I just came across the stream. I just wanted to talk shit. And it's funny because it's cool that you say that, hey, the positive impact that we have as content creators, you know, it's crazy because you don't realize it. And, you know, shout out to my boy Miko, aka Tinsu's Temple. He would always say, we're little celebrities without it doesn't matter. You're a public figure and somehow. So if you say something and somebody just sees you as a like, oh, you're a streamer or whatever, and to us, we're not that big of a deal. But if we say something positive and it resonates to them, it's cool.
Yeah.
You know, it's cool. You said you saved somebody's life and you just being yourself and being positive and just chilling, right?
Yeah. And, you know, I've always been about just giving back. I'm always about sharing blessings. And I would say just one of those few things is being able to be that role model, I guess, for even those who've streamed longer than me, or for those who are just now coming up, just to know that we, even if we are a small streamer, we impact people's lives in some way. Which is why I always try to maintain, you know, my positive image and stuff. That's why I don't really, if I ever have beef, I don't really, you know, post the beef. Or I don't really show the beef.
It's funny because I've seen people go back and forth and take jabs at each other. And I'm just looking at it like, this is so stupid. If you don't like somebody, don't watch them. Don't waste your time. I don't have time. And this is just in general in life. I don't have time to put up with stupid shit. I just don't. You know what I mean? Let alone content creation, small little
not our grown ass. No. Like, it's like I turn 30 next year, you know? I'm trying to start a family. I'm about to pay a mortgage. I don't really have time to post my screenshots and be like, look what this bitch said. You know,
I've seen people like, oh, hey, look up this guy. This fool's talking shit, and like screenshots. Like, I'm like, I mean,
as entertaining as it is to see the beef, it just makes me a little bit sad. You know, that was the one thing about neutrality for me is like, oh man, but they're the homies though. You know, and it's like, but I know that one day, you know, like things will work out. Things will work out. Everybody's just gonna again chase their own bag and mind their business.
I think if one thing I've been more about is just staying in my lane. Like I'm in my lane and I'm not worried about how good I'm doing compared to somebody else. And I just kind of keep up with how everybody's doing, but I'm on my grind. You know what I mean? I'm not worried about anybody else. I'm not comparing myself to anybody else. And I think since last year, you see a lot of either people, they have totally changed and kept evolving, or you just see people say, hey, this is not for me anymore. Unfortunately, this is not worth my time. The turnaround of not getting that feeling of reactions and streaming and the numbers really pushed a lot of people away. You know, unfortunately, it sucks. I don't want anybody to feel like they can't do something, but this is, and I say all the time, it's a marathon. It is a marathon. A lot of people just want to stream and think they're going to get successful without really trying or building their core community and going from there. And I don't want to talk shit, but at the same time, I'm just being honest. Fuck them. I mean, if you don't want to do it no more, fuck it. You know, it's all good. You know what I mean? No ill will toward you. This is not for you. And it just starts showing people who's really built for this kind of stuff. It's not for everybody. I like to think, as far as in the course of a year, I like to think Facebook gaming like the stock market. It's going to go up. It's going to go down. Because when I first started on Facebook gaming, the first 2 years were immaculate. Like, you know, numbers were up all the time. Lots and lots of more, like, you know, newer faces. For the past year, it's gone down. And, you know, from when I used to get over 100 likes in every stream, I would get like 30. Even when I was doing, you know, sticking with my guns with just one game. After I decided I'm not going to worry about the numbers anymore. I'm just going to try and have a good time. I'm going to cater to my community. I'm going to be consistent and stream every night and do whatever. You know, and as you can see, the past like couple weeks now,
the numbers have gone up.
Yep. It paid off. You stayed true.
I stayed true.
You stayed true. And I like, because I mean, I'll say it. I you know, not that I've talking shit to anybody else, but I was jumping around platforms to try to see to figure out for my streaming career, like, what can I do? But when I realized that toward the end of last year, I came to the realization, I was like, hey, I might not be a good streamer because I can't dedicate the time to be a good streamer.
Exactly.
You know, I have too much stuff going on. What I can do and I want to look forward to was doing this.
Exactly.
Because I can schedule conversations and, you know, start putting out reels and things like that. So I felt like, all right, when everything started changing, I was like, okay, I'm still going to stream. It might not be as much, but I'm going to start venturing over here. Yeah. And I might not get the numbers like I would on streams before, but I'm still stuck to my guns as far as streaming. I still stream like at least 10, 12 hours a week. Yeah. Nothing crazy, you know what I mean? But I'm always putting out content.
Exactly.
I'm always, like, every day is a reel. I got shorts. I got this. I got podcasts.
I see you on that YouTube for sure. Yeah. I subscribe to your YouTube and I see your shorts all the time. Yeah. It's pretty sick.
Yeah. And that's how I'm going about my business. And how you were saying earlier, just like, hey, this is how I want to do it. I'm doing TikTok and I'm doing Facebook because that's what's working for me. Yeah. And that's cool. And that's great.
Yeah. Like, I like creating, as in, like, I do love, like, video editing and things like that. And, you know, majority of the time I'd like to do, like, more comedy. But lately, from what I've seen and what I'm working with, you know, I do better with live content. Yep. So I've just been really, really focused on my live content, and every now and then I'll post content. Offline content, if that makes sense. Yeah. But I just love seeing and capturing it live and seeing everybody's reactions live. It makes me feel better more about that. And I see, like, you know, you're all constantly editing videos and things. You know how long it takes.
Yeah, sure.
Like, a 5-minute video could take you 3 hours. And it would be a 30-second video when you post it. I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to mind my mental, maybe not put too much on my plate, and just focus on my live content. Which is, I mean, a lot of people have been talking about that. They're like, hey, Spank, you know, we made like a bajillion clips off of your video. When are you going to post that? And sometimes I'll get that reminder. I'm like, oh, you know, I already stream 8 hours a day. Yeah. So maybe at some point I'll manage. And, you know, Facebook keeps your videos, I think, for like 2 or 3 more years. So I'd like to, you know, kind of space out my time. But consistency is definitely the key to everything. Yeah. Because if you just switch up and change all of a sudden, that's a whole new community you might have to cater to.
Exactly.
So it's...
I like how you said that, though, and you're honest. I like that. And I tell people, you can be a successful streamer. You really can. You could be a streamer / content creator, or vice versa, content creator streamer. You know what I mean? I always say I'm a content creator first. Right. But I do say I stream, but then I also say I'm a podcast host. So it's like, for you, for how you're going down your lane, I like it because it shows that you can be a gaming streamer consistently and be successful. Because a lot of people feel like, well, I'm doing this and I'm streaming all the time and nothing else is happening. But a lot of the time, guys, people might not like you, and it is what it is. It's not for everybody. Not everybody's entertaining. Not everybody's welcoming. Not everybody has a face that they want to see every day. You know what I mean? Right. So it's cool to see you saying that, hey, I could be doing all this, but my bag is the streaming. Exactly. And, you know what I mean? And I'm glad you said that's cool, because I've seen a lot of bigger streamers. Like, there's one guy that, I don't know if you ever come across him on Facebook. His name is Primetime. Yeah. And Prime, he do long hours. That was just his. And he would say, guys, I'm not a Reels guy. I'm not short content. I'm a streamer. I'm doing this. I'm playing this. And hearing him say it, and he's like, yeah, I could do all this, but I don't. This is what I do, and this is what I like, and this is where my lane is, my bag. So hearing somebody that's been doing it for 6-7 years saying that, hey, this is what I do, and he's successful, it works. Yeah, I think Primetime definitely motivated me to do longer streams. Just seeing how successful that went. I may not necessarily be partner, and we'll be able to have things like subathons and whatnot, but he did inspire me to just keep doing what you like. Yep. You know, because like I said, I really did think that my content was going to go down to the ground because I don't post a lot of reels or a lot of, you know, TikTok videos or things like that, and, you know, offline content. Everybody knows me. As soon as they click on my name, I'm live. Yeah.
and that's just what they're there for. They know that I'm there all the time. And if anybody needs to talk to somebody and whatnot, like I always would like to be available to them. Shout outs to Prime though. He called my dog ugly. I remember showing a picture of my dog.
Like in the Discord or something?
No, this was live. He was thinking about buying a puppy or something. And he was like asking people for suggestions on breeds. And I was like, well, why don't you get a pit bull chihuahua mix? And he goes, a pit bull chihuahua? Are you kidding me? And
I can hear him saying it too.
I sent him a picture, and I kid you not, he dogged on my dog for 3 minutes.
Nice.
It was hilarious. It was like, no, Prime is a really cool dude.
Yeah. I've learned a lot from him. Like he probably doesn't even know who I am, but I've jumped in there and I've lurked. I don't make myself like known that I'm in there. I just kind of say shit here and there. But one thing I always say when he does say stuff and he starts talking, I'm all, bro, that was awesome. That was a good point. Or things like that. Because he always said certain things.
I feel like he keeps it real.
Yes. And he's like, I know a lot of people don't like me. I know a lot, and I know this, and I say this, but, and then he will just say his point or whatever. And I'm like, I respect his grind and how he carries himself. Yeah. And it's cool because he's honest too. And I think that the more you're honest, going back to the honesty with your community, if you let people know what's going on and you're honest about how you carry yourselves with your content, you'd be amazed how much more people can relate to you by just being honest.
Right, exactly. And, you know, you can't change the truth. You know, you can't switch that up. As soon as you, like I said right before, you know, as soon as you switch up, you're catering to a whole nother community.
If you change too much.
Exactly.
Yeah. If you change too much, you're right.
And that's the thing, you know, like everybody has to love their community. You know what I mean? Obviously there could be some bad apples here and there and whatnot, but all in all, I feel like if you're more into the live content, you gotta stay true. Otherwise, I mean, the person that you thought you would see every day is gonna be gone, and you're gonna wonder where they went. And you know, gotta do some self-reflection. A lot of streaming has to do with self-reflection, and balance. Because I've experienced being burnt out a lot. I've experienced having too much on my plate. Even disregarding my own health at some point. But my community allowed me to self-reflect and to rest and to mind my mental. And they were the ones that reminded me to do it. Even my husband couldn't move me.
Because you're like, go
all the time.
And even your husband's like, because my wife does the same thing. Like, I'll be staying up late editing or doing shit. And she's like, hey, you need to sleep. I got to get this done. I was like, yeah, but that's 3 nights in a row. You're doing the same thing. I was like, okay, you're right. But and even with my wife telling me, but then hearing it from somebody outside, it's kind of like it resonates a little bit more because, you know, obviously your partner's there to help you out, whatever. But like, yeah, I'm fine. Right. You're thinking that I can't handle this, but you don't realize it yourself. They're like, I'm burning myself out without even realizing it until you start burning out.
Right. Like, I tell you, like, I went to the ER last week for my back. And I was literally in the bed, in the room in the ER, telling everybody in the Spankdom, hey, I still want to stream tonight, even if I have to stand up and do it on like whatever medicine they're going to give me. If I have to stand, I'm going to stream tonight. And everyone was like, no. Everyone was like, no, Spank.
Yeah.
You rest, Spank.
Yeah, relax.
Relax.
Take it easy now. No, but that's cool that you know, that goes back to your honesty, your community, having that core people that genuinely care about you. Yeah. I've met some of the coolest people through this that I'm getting to know. Like, obviously we all know a lot of people. Yeah. And I'm casual with everybody. Not everybody's my friend, but I could, you know, we are good acquaintances on a positive note. Right. You know, but when you genuinely start getting to know people in your chat that, you know, who always come in and I get to know them and what they do and their family and just little chit chats, you're genuinely building relationships while you're streaming. Exactly. And I'm actually very, very thankful for the relationships that I built and all the connections that I have because of streaming in general. Even like, we had this person, you know, he passed away in February. I was able to run like a mini charity for him and his family, and we made it such a huge impact to them. They planted trees under our name. That's so cool. And I mean, I think like those kind of things, that kind of impact is extremely important. Yeah, it goes back to what we were saying. I always say, like, with me having conversations with people and like, letting people know how things are, I feel like I'm a beacon of information. I might not know everything, but sometimes by me just putting myself out there and the way I carry myself, people want to talk to me. And then I can talk to them and we could share our interests and journey and let people know. And, hopefully pass on some positive vibes to people to be like, oh, I remember going through that. I remember doing this. Or I remember when Spank was talking to Jimmy and, she was talking about still streaming and her community said, no, maybe I need to chill. You know what I mean? Like that self-reflect kind of thing. Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I also would like to show like, to people like, I'm not just a pretty face. I know I'm intelligent. I'm decent at what I do. I can't really say like I'm the best. That's a little bit too much. Yeah. I know like it's important to have confidence. Yeah. I'm still working on that. Yeah, but I'm still working on that. Honest. Like, I feel like I'm being more humble. Yeah. But that's cool. Like you're like, I know I'm good, but I don't have to toot my own horn at the same time. Right. And that's just what I want to show to people, like, sometimes like I'll scroll and I'll see like gorgeous ladies, like, oh my gosh, Sparkling Sprite, Lady Geek, Swish is Sweet, like they're just, and Chrissy and all them, they're just so pretty and so photogenic. And I don't even remember like the last time I've dressed up like that just to post content, right? Like even today, like I feel like I have some like eyeliner smears on. I can't even tell, maybe half an eyebrow, who knows? But like just seeing like, all of that, I used to feel envious, you know what I'm saying? Because, I used to look at the numbers and stuff. Yeah. And I used to be like, whoa, like, why do I have 100 likes on a picture of me? But I have like 30 people liking my live stream and I've been on for 8 hours. Yeah. Sometimes I'm like, maybe I have to post content like that, like being a female streamer. But I realized like, that's not me. Good. Yeah. That's not me. If I don't even post my own selfies on my personal Facebook, why do I have to do it as a content creator? If I'm already live, you see my face for 8 hours. Do I have to post the picture? Yeah. But, every now and then I do. Yeah. Every now and then I do. But sometimes when I see that, like, I know, for example, right? I followed Sparkling Sprite for a really long time. And, she used to stream every day. She would be on Warzone every single day. Nowadays, all I see is a picture. All I see is maybe a reel. But now she does videos with her husband. And I think I was like, maybe she had that same realization, like, hey, this is what I'm happier doing. This is what I do better at. I'd rather do vlogs, more slice of life type stuff. I think the gaming's, too much for me, even though she's amazing at what she does. And I've seen that. So it's like, and I've seen Queen Eliminator. She used to do the opposite. She used to post more pictures and everything like that. I've seen her do more lives. She's done tournaments now. She's like really, really good. She's super skilled. So she's picked up I'm more of a skilled gamer and a live streamer than I am a content poster. Oh, well, so, okay, well said. Yeah. So you see other people doing the same thing. Like, hey, it can be done. It can be done. Yeah. And still on that goal to, I guess, to show other upcoming female streamers or even ones that have already been there in the game to know that just stay true to yourself and you don't have to sell yourself out. Just be you. I think that like everybody likes genuine people. Yeah. I like how you say that because a lot of people feel like they have to do different things to keep up. But I think it's more genuine when you just stick to what you want to do and people will respect you and follow you because what you do. Right. Like I might not, like you said, I might not be the prettiest face. I might not be the best at games, but what I do well is what I do. And, exactly. You know what I mean? And I'm okay with that. Yeah. A lot of people just feel like they have to do this, they have to do that to keep up. Right. And I said it a while back too. I was like, man, once I stopped like worrying about the numbers and just realizing what I wanted to do, my creativity just got so much better because I felt more confident in myself. Exactly. Instead of like, well, this person's doing this. Well, maybe I should do that. Well, this person's doing this. Maybe I should do that. I should start doing reaction videos. Oh, everybody's doing reaction. And I was like, what am I doing? Right. Exactly. That's not me. What am I doing? I'm doing it because everybody else is doing it. I need to stop. That's not me. You know what I mean? That's not me. And you're going back to the self-reflect. It's having that sit back moment and be like, all right, that's not me. And I'm okay with it. And it's like, do you really want to? Like, if it makes you feel like you're forcing yourself out of your comfort zone,
does it really mean that you have to do it?
Right. Yeah, there's a difference, right?
Yeah.
You're willing to try something compared to like, I need to do this.
Yeah, like I remember that's like with TikTok, right? Yeah, I have like a video that has almost 1 million likes on it. But it was just me lip syncing to songs. Do I want to keep lip syncing to songs? There's only so many songs that I know in my head. So I'm like, I'm not a lip syncer.
Yeah.
I did it for fun.
Yeah.
Even though it had all the numbers and everything like that, I can't find myself just having a TikTok page full of me just lip syncing videos and
there's
dancing.
people like that. And hey, that's right. But it's cool. But you did that because you wanted to do it. But it also shows your personality. Like, hey, I could do this.
Right.
I like
it's like,
this.
oh, well,
but I don't need a bank on this to keep going.
Right. And I knew that like that's the direction that I wanted for my TikTok, was just to be like, you know, I'm not just like a Facebook streamer that plays games. You know, I have opinions on things that I would share and whatnot. Just like the new AI trend. I posted a thing about how it only takes a paycheck, you know, for things to change. You know, there was a trend that was going on a couple of years ago with Japanese TikTok, where they would act like robots or AI on live stream, and they were like bullied for it. A lot of people were like, "Oh my god, that's so creepy! Stop doing that." They would make fun of them because they'll do like the ooh woo whatever it was. It was like the e-girl stuff. Okay, they were making fun of them. This year, I think this one girl, we call her Popcorn Girl on TikTok, and she uses like a hair straightener and pops popcorn. She goes, "Thank you for the roses. Ice cream, yum. Ice cream, yum." And like she'll act like a robot. She posted how she makes $7,000 every live stream because of just acting like an AI, and everyone starts doing it. Right. So all of a sudden,
even though the people were talking shit.
People were talking so much mad shit about the other, like the Japanese TikTokers.
Yeah, and they're all fucking doing it now.
And yeah, it only took a paycheck for it not to be creepy. Not and now it's cute. Now it's funny. Now it's entertaining. And it's like, I wouldn't do it. Yeah. You know, if I was like, I think like everybody was messaging me about it after I posted my video because it was a little bit controversial. They were like, "Oh, but you know, it is still creepy or whatever." And I was like, I literally saw you live that night. But I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah. Right? That's your thing. That's your thing. So
I just, I like to use TikTok to spread awareness to things that I feel like, you know, or like speaking my mind. Yeah. Sometimes Facebook may not like the political stuff. Yeah. But, you know, TikTok is a whole nother realm.
It's cool because you could expand yourself in different platforms depending what it is. Right. You know what I mean? Like, obviously with the discoverability on TikTok is amazing. So you can throw little things that you like and do. Like, even though you might not sing, sometimes, like, I put up my hockey videos. And they're like, "Oh, you play hockey?" Yeah. I was like, right. Exactly. You know what I mean? That's just another part of me that I started feeling more confident sharing. Exactly. Because I was like, you know what? I don't know any other streamers or content creators right now that do, GoPro stuff with their hockey. I'm like, oh shit. And then I know I just started jujitsu again. I'm going to start putting some jujitsu content.
I did notice that your TikTok page was like hockey stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just like one little aspect of just who I am. And it's cool because people gravitate like, "Oh, you're a hockey player? Oh, you play games? Oh, that's dope." Yeah. You know what I mean?
For example, we had a community game night. And we were playing Jackbox, and it was like you had to put yourself, you had to type in a truth and you type in a lie, and to see if anybody could figure out which one's the truth and lie, right? I actually used to swim. I used to swim every day. I used to swim laps. I can swim a mile under 10 minutes. Damn. So, but people didn't know that about me, right? And the lie that I put was saying that I liked tequila. Nice. And it was hilarious because everybody knows I drink. Yeah. So they were like, "Nah, it's definitely got to be tequila." Right? Like, and then they're like, "No way, Spank, you can swim." And I was like, yeah, like, you know, when I was 8 years old, my dad just pushed me into a pool, and I remember waking up because I drowned, and he goes, "Now you're going to know how to swim because you're not going to want to drown no more."
There's sink or swim, girl. Sink
exactly.
swim.
And ever since then, since I was 8 years old, we had a neighborhood pool, and I swam there every day.
That's so cool. And like, and just because of a video game, and you guys were just hanging out, and they got to know you just a little bit more because of that.
Exactly. Right. And you know, like I said, it's just really fun to learn more about people like that you want to surround yourself with. Especially you. Like, I feel like we know each other.
Yeah, we're building our friendship, and you know, it's cool because I mean, I feel like if I were reached out to you, you would respond.
Of
You
course.
know, and I think that a lot of people like expect that from everybody.
Exactly.
You know,
and I
like,
wouldn't.
sometimes you have to build that relationship with people, and some people don't understand that. You can't just have a lot of people like, hey, you should interview him. You should interview her. I'm like, I don't know them. They don't know me. What am I just gonna shoot my shot? I'm like, I'm realistic. Like, I'm letting my work do, you know, let my work and my craft show that what I can do. And maybe I get on people's radar and they do want to talk to me.
Right.
I just don't want to just be like the mixtape guy, just handing out my mixtape everywhere.
Right.
Check my podcast.
Right.
You know, just
Yeah. And then, you know, I want to give shout outs to, you know, the God Squad and to Black Phoenix and their communities, because they brought us all here together.
Yeah. Well
you know,
said. Yeah, shout out to them.
Because I have to say this, I am pretty sure nobody would have never known who I was with the name SpankQueen, especially if it's like in the Apex community. No way, unless I played 24/7.
Yeah.
Saw my, you know, name somewhere in a lobby.
Yeah.
But I have to thank them for that. I have to thank for all these connections that I've been making and everything. And, you know, like, I was just talking to my husband last night before. Okay, realistically, it was this morning. It was like 6 o'clock in the morning. But I was talking to him about it. That I was like, you know, I'm really thankful for everybody here. And he asked me why. When we went to VBS, like, all the streamers that knew about my back issues, because they knew I went to the ER last week, they were all giving up their VIP seats for me. Even though I didn't really expect that. I was like, I know I said that, yeah, I might need a seat for my back, but I didn't expect it because I came late. Kelly Kell was like, hey, you got to come early. But as soon as I got there, it was probably maybe midnight. Everybody was like, hey, Spank, you have a seat, right? You have a seat, right? And I just thought that was just...
Yeah.
Like,
everybody's
without the
genuinely like, hey, are you okay? You
yes,
know what I mean? Like, we all know of each other and making sure everybody's all right. That's cool.
and it makes me feel a little better that, like, everyone's, like, looking out for each other. That was, like, the main thing. Everybody was looking out for each other.
People care in different ways, and that's cool to see, because we are building bonds through meeting up on these weekends. You know, last year, I was kind of like, oh, shit, let me just see what goes on.
Right.
This year, I'm like, I know more people. I'm more confident in what I do and stuff. I feel like I can, you know, hold more conversation and get to meet more people because coming last year.
Yes.
And seeing how genuinely everybody, like, it sees each other and says what's up. I mean, we don't have to be in each other's stuff all the time, but hey, I know so-and-so, I met them, they're pretty cool, we had a conversation and things like that. You know, we met last year gradually and talking, and we had our podcast, and we've kept each other in touch just here and there. Yeah. But it's cool to see that you could do that with multiple people that genuinely want to just see how you're doing and just keep up. Yeah. And considering just compared to the meetup from last year and the meetup now, instead of, hi, I'm Jimmy Dukes, it's, hey, what's up, Jimmy Dukes? Right. Like, it definitely feels a lot better, you know? And for me, it's like, nowadays, it's like, I mean, given I'm like maybe the only other Asian, I know there's others now, but I don't really feel like I'm the only Asian anymore, because now we got Tetsu and whoever. It's cool because this year, I think from just the numbers, from what I saw for tickets, it tripled. It literally tripled. That's cool. I could only imagine, you know, God forbid that everything's all right. This is only going to get better, and we're like the core people. Imagine when it gets to 1,000 people, 2,000 people. Facebook will finally be like, oh, this is a thing. Spank has been here for the last 4 years. You know what I mean? She's been here from the very beginning. Oh, Jimmy's been here for 3 years. It's like, that's cool, because like we're helping this meetup be a thing to look forward to every year. Right. And, you know, people were coming from all over the place, like, you know, the Caribbean, Canada, the UK, you know, it's becoming worldwide. Yeah. And eventually I feel like I'm not personally a part of their coordination. Yeah. But personally, like, if Facebook sponsors these events, how sick would that be? Yeah. You know, to have the cameras and everything like that. I know we kind of turn, like, you know, the ballroom into a trap house every now and then, but it would be really cool. Everybody hanging out. Yeah, but that's the thing, is that's how you build it. Right. You build it. You keep making it better. Last year was good. This year's better. You know what I mean? And imagine next year. Exactly. And
And, you know, given their circumstances, I feel like there'll be like a different vibe this year. But all in all, it's going to be very positive.
Yeah, it's going to be a win.
It's going to be a win for sure.
Yeah. What's it called? So going back with, you know, with the agency and streaming, like, what do you got coming up in the near future that you can kind of talk about? Or what do you got coming on for the rest of this year now that, you know, 2023 is like halfway done? Like, what do you got coming up? Then you can share.
Okay. Well, you know, my house closes in October.
Nice.
So my plan is to do a different layout of the stream room and have a different vibe going on with that. My plans is if I do have any extra money, I would do some little upgrades here and there. As far as my content goes, I personally want to like live stream anime on Kick and create content and do anime reviews. Because I have this huge list. If you look up my name, SpankQueen, and animelist.net or whatever, I have a huge, how do I say it? Like, library of anime and manga that I have read. And I kind of want to, like, do, like, reviews or talk about it, do summaries about it and stuff, and try to recommend people watching these niche animes that no one's ever heard of before. Yeah. And I want to do that because cool. I spend a lot of nights not sleeping and watching just random stuff on Crunchyroll.
You know, it's cool because that's just going to be another aspect that you can genuinely do it because you like it.
Yeah, I love
just
it.
Like, hey, by the way, guys, does anybody like anime? Because I'm going to start doing this. Imagine people like, wow, that's cool. And then you're going to get a whole other audience of people that are just anime people. And you're going to sit there and say names, plots, and things like that. You know, there was one homie out there, I don't know if you're watching, but CVG, this guy I found through Tinsu, he does reviews for characters on YouTube, Marvel characters. You say the name, their powers, and things like that. And I was all, that's dope, because I'm a comic book nerd.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So it was cool that his content was like reels of just random characters that nobody knew about. Oh, by the way, did you know this character, this, and this came out in comic book number this, said all his abilities. I thought it was cool.
Right.
It was just like a whole other different type of content that he was doing that I liked because I like Marvel stuff.
Right.
And I'm just a nerd like that. I was like, that's dope.
Yeah, and that's pretty much what I wanted to do. And I love comic books as well, but I'm a DC fan. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking about doing as far as like, you know, expanding myself a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Because not only am I playing like niche games that people have never heard of before, I'm like, well, what about anime? I like anime. I want people to watch this because I know this anime isn't popular, but maybe people will like it if they liked things like this or like that. So that's pretty much what I want to start for like
that's dope. Yeah. So you're gonna just ever evolving, right? Always evolving, changing, tweaking. I think
because I don't want to do the same thing on a different platform. Yeah. If I'm already playing live video games on Facebook Gaming,
let me do something else.
I'm gonna do something else on Kick, whether it's like a personal vlog or you know doing anime nights. I know a lot of people are doing anime nights, but I want to do something different with those anime nights. I want to first post my like reaction to the first episode live. Then later on, I'll finish the season and then talk about and recap it and rate it and things like that. That's what I want to do. By the way,
this one is a 1. Don't waste your time.
Exactly. Exactly. Whether I hate it or not.
Yeah, I would just give you my opinion.
Exactly. Yeah.
Cool. That's dope. So, one of the last things I wanted to talk to you about is where do you see yourself in the next? I know I asked you last year where do you see yourself in a year. Now, where do you see yourself in this next year? How everything's going? Ideally, just what else do you see yourself doing?
Well, me and my husband, we talked about it. I think we're gonna try for a kid in February.
Hey.
Yeah, you know that Valentine's Day stuff.
Mother Spank.
Yes.
That's so cool. Hey, you know what? You know, I God bless you guys, and you know, hopefully everything good. And you guys are having kids by next year. You know, you said you were turning 30. That's when my wife and I decided to have kids. Yeah. I felt like our 20s, because we've been together 17 years, going on 18 years.
Oh my goodness, congratulations.
Right, yeah, so shout out to my wifey. And but we traveled, had a good time in our 20s. And then at 30, we're like, all right, let's hammer out the kids, the house, and the wedding. And we did all that within like 3 years. We did it all backwards, but it worked for us. And So
whatever works for you.
Yeah. So I'm happy for you that you guys are gonna go down that road, and I look forward to seeing a little spank.
Oh, a little spank in the oven, right?
A little spank in the oven. I like that shit. But thank you so much for your time and catching up with you. It's cool seeing that we talked last year and we kept in touch, and you're doing well as far as your content and your health and keeping up with what's going on. And it's cool because I don't wish it on anybody. I want everybody to do well when it comes to being a full-time creator, and you're showing that it can be done. You know what I mean? It can be done.
Yeah, and I want to keep doing that.
Hell yeah, that's what's up. So thank you so much for coming by. Let everybody know where they can find you. TikTok, Facebook, all that stuff. Plug yourself.
All right. Well, on Facebook, I'm still fighting for the URL, but it's fb.gg/SpankQueenPlays. On TikTok, though, I secured it. So it's just tiktok.com/@SpankQueen. You can find me also on Threads, the brand new Meta Twitter-like platform, @SpankQueen. Twitter's SpankQueen FB, and I'm pretty sure I have more. Instagram is also just SpankQueen. Other than that, that's where you guys can find me. And I'll have
all the descriptions down there low. If you guys are watching this on YouTube or listening on Spotify and all that, it's going to be all down low. But thank you so much for your time. I'm looking forward to hanging out with everybody tonight and meeting some more new people and catching up with other people. But thank you so much for your time.
Of course, it's always a pleasure. Anytime, man.
For sure. Until next time, guys, y'all make sure to go check out Miss SpankQueen and all that good stuff that she's got going on. Until next time, peace out, homies. Thanks, guys.
Peace.